The number of black head coaches in the NFL has doubled. Don't get too excited, though. The Houston Texans finalized a deal with Lovie Smith yesterday to promote him to head coach. He spent 2021 as Houston's associate head coach and defensive coordinator. He now stands, here's the part, here's why I said don't get excited, the second black person to lead a locker room out of 32 NFL teams. All right, so let's bring in BNC sports correspondent, AA Anthony Amey, as his mama named him. This happened yesterday, AA, right? Considering what the league is going through, how are folks responding to this major development?
Hello, Tashanea. Well, it's sort of a mixed bag of feelings. Obviously, folks feel very good for Lovie Smith, particularly the players on the Texans team that know him from working with him last year. Quite frankly, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who's played for Lovie Smith who has anything bad to say about him. Remember, he spent 9 years as the head coach of the Chicago Bears, another 3 with Tampa Bay. He has a winning record, 89 and 87 overall. 81 of those wins came in Chicago, which he led to a Super Bowl 15 years ago. He also was the coach for their last playoff win, and that came 11 seasons ago when he guided the Bears to the NFC Championship game. Now, he gets a shot with Houston, and here were his thoughts from his introductory news conference this afternoon.
Of black head coaches there are in the National Football League. It's Mike Tomlin, and I think there's me. I don't know of many more. So there's a problem. I mean, it's obvious for us. But after there's a problem, all right, what are you going to do about it? There's a lot of different talk on how and what you should do. But I think it always comes down to action a little bit.
All right, so the Texans tapped Smith, who will turn 64 in May. This comes after they hired David Culley a year ago when he was 65. Here's an updated look at all 9 new head coaches across the NFL. 1 black coach, 1 biracial coach in Miami's Mike McDaniel, 7 white coaches, and that includes the expected hiring of Minnesota's Kevin O'Connell, who currently is the offensive coordinator of the NFC champion LA Rams. For the second year in a row, exactly 1 head coach who identifies as black is hired in this cycle, and that makes a grand total of 4 since 2018 out of more than 30 vacancies. A group of civil rights leaders met with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell virtually yesterday for nearly an hour. Among them, Reverend Al Sharpton and NAACP President Derek Johnson. The desire of the leaders is to have the league consider abolishing the Rooney Rule because of its lack of substantive progress.
Everyone in the meeting understand the sense of urgency and the problem that's confronting us. The Rooney Rule has been in place for a long time, and the measurement of that as it relates to head coaches, it has not been as effective as people thought it should be or would be. We're looking now, up until just a few days ago, only 1 African-American coach in the league. African-American coaches can be as successful as any other coach, but they have to be provided an opportunity. And up until this point, they have not been provided an opportunity.
All right, well, AA remains with us. So, all right, AA, I got to jump right into this. Briefly explain what the Rooney Rule is and why they're now trying to abolish it because it's not holding up.
Yeah, no, it's a good question for those viewers who might not be as aware. The Rooney Rule was established in 2003, named for the late Pittsburgh Steelers owner Dan Rooney, and it is something that requires all NFL teams to interview at least 1 minority candidate for the role of head coach, as well as front office positions such as general manager, and it's been expanded to also include coordinators as well. And now there is incentive for teams, those who develop those people in those positions who are hired by other organizations, those teams receive compensatory 3rd-round picks.
All right, so how does Houston promoting Lovie Smith to head coach shift the conversation about Brian Flores' lawsuit, if anything? It just seems like perfect timing, right?
Yeah, convenient, right? So if anything, it seems like it is reactive. You wonder if it is a move accelerated perhaps by the lawsuit. We don't know the details of the contract yet, meaning length or value. We do know, though, that the Texans were enamored with a former player named Josh McCown. So Josh McCown had no NFL coaching experience whatsoever, and once word leaked out that they were intrigued by possibly making him head coach, all of a sudden the organization decided to shift gears. Can you imagine, with the number of black candidates out there, qualified black candidates out there, who themselves, some of whom were former players, if that had happened, if they'd gone through with naming Josh McCown the head coach, there would certainly be plenty of backlash. So Lovie Smith, I think it's fair to say, is a safe choice for Houston, even as he is a very qualified choice.
Yeah, exactly. And it just sucks that he has to get stuck in the middle of all this craziness. I mean, qualified guy who deserves a shot. So what's next at this point, AA? What do we know?
Well, the next thing is we wait until next year's hiring cycle. I mean, it's that interesting.
So
and
they
that
can't
unique.
hire anyone now? We got to wait till next year?
Everything is full. All of the vacancies are filled except for the Minnesota job, which again is believed to be going to Minnesota's Kevin O'Connell shortly after he finishes coaching in the Super Bowl. Ownership, Tashanea, will be the next step. The Denver Broncos just went up for sale last week. There's a guy by the name of Robert F. Smith who grew up in Denver. Robert F. Smith, the richest black person in America, and he is said to be someone to keep an eye on if that Broncos sale process turns in that direction. So black ownership, perhaps he would be the first in the NFL if that is to take place. That's something to keep an eye on moving forward, because black ownership could mean more changes in a positive way for black coaches, black front office executives down the line.
Absolutely. And for folks at home, Robert F. Smith is the gentleman who covered the tab for the 2019 graduates, Morehouse graduates.
That's right, $34 million. $34 million.
Just like that.
Yep.
All right, AA, always a pleasure. Thank you for your insight, sir.